is the RIOT on RadioU.
Welcome to the Friday podcast. Aren't we excited? It's finally here.
The longest podcast of the week.
It is? Well, we had a lot of, I guess, leftover things.
I mean, while we were doing it, did you think the show was particularly interesting?
Not necessarily lengthwise, but aren't you? Look at that. It's an extra bonus. You get a long podcast today.
I mean, it just... Maybe
Worked
it's
out
all
that way?
Maybe it's all just generic enough that I'm just like,
Throw it in.
Just throw it in there. You know, with standards continuing to be lowered.
Well, I know people appreciate a longer podcast, though, so I'm sure it's going to be fine.
I'll tell you what, this should keep you busy for a little bit longer than usual. Today in the podcast, there's a lot of discussion regarding a spider.
There is.
It's right to life for some people. There's also discussion regarding...
Regarding what?
Well, we got the KFC Yule log.
Okay, that's in there.
There's a polar bear siege.
Did you put your continuing topic about sleeping on the floor when you did that yesterday? That's on our Facebook page. If you don't follow us there, you can add to the conversation there if you want to at RadioU Riot on Facebook.
We do talk about my new headphones, some Starbucks stuff, stuff.
Just normal.
Yeah.
Long stuff.
Yeah. You know what? I'll tell you what got me really distracted is that while looking at this rundown, I saw the headline for the meatless DiGiorno delivery, and I was just like, you know what? There's nothing in this podcast that tops that. There's nothing in this podcast that is as good as the moment when we realized that all of existence was a lie. Nothing tops that.
Did you guys remember that from yesterday's podcast?
That was the best part of the whole week, and we're never going to
top it.
Yep.
Oh,
it's never gonna
pizza
happen.
Toppings. Well, there is still pizza story in this one.
Yeah.
We talk about a all-American hot dog pizza that Papa John's has introduced in South Korea, and we're not really too sure if it matches up with normally what our hot dog stuff is here in the United States.
Man, pizza sounds good, right?
It does.
It sounds good.
Well, you guys enjoyed the podcast. Thank you for listening, and you can text us anytime, 877-2-RADIO-U. If we're not in the studio, we'll reply back the next time we're in.
All right. Well, you guys have a great day.
Enjoy the podcast and the weekend.
Bye.
The definition of insanity is putting the riot on again and again and expecting a better result. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
You know, yesterday morning around this time, I reported that I had, in fact, gotten completely ready to work out and just slept on the floor in my kitchen.
You're already dressed, ready to go?
And just to be clear, I think that you guys probably undervalue the comfort that can be found on the floor. Because I'm telling you, like, in the right moment, you just lay down and you're good to go.
It's probably even better for us if we were just on the floor.
Right.
Just better for our back.
You get all stretched out. You'll wake up and be like 2 inches taller.
Yeah, we're ruining it by having mattresses and pillows and blankets and all that.
So I threw that on the Riot page yesterday to see if anybody else has done this. And I want you to know that the responses have been telling that a lot of people fall asleep in odd places. Like Mary, for example. She fell asleep in her car before work in the parking lot.
Oh, was she late or did she make it?
She didn't say. But I'll tell you this, that...
that was like the time you said you fell asleep at the gym.
I did.
And you slept through like your workout time. And you were just at the gym already.
Well, the gym I used to go to didn't open until 5. And I got there early and it was like, well... What do I do? Like, well, I'll just kind of rest my eyes for a minute. Huge mistake. I should have, like, run laps or something ridiculous.
You could work out outside.
Yeah. So Ed says, are we still closet sleeping from like 8 to 10 years ago?
Oh.
Thanks, Ed.
Well, he does every so often.
I didn't. Listen to the improvement I made. Okay? Used to be I didn't make it out of the closet. Now I got all the way to the kitchen. That's improvement.
You're getting closer to the door.
I'm sorry, but yeah, Jason says the floor can feel great. I'm always tired. I can sleep anywhere. Tasha says she slept on the floor in her closet. BJ says I've fallen asleep in the shower. Let's see, was it BJ? John says that he slept upright in the shower for almost half an hour.
Whoa, upright? Wow, that's to me, that's rolling the dice. Like, you could get hurt.
Well, you know what? For me, I've got a standing shower, so I always figure I only have so far to fall. Now, that may not be great.
As long as you didn't go through the door.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Like, that's the part that would scare me.
I probably don't.
You get some sort of rope system.
I'll bet that door's probably not strong enough to hold me in there.
Well, I know you'd go right through. It would just push right open.
Well, my hope is that maybe as you're falling over and you hit the door, you're like, whoa! And you You have them
fall out into the towel and into your clothes.
Sure.
Like, look, I'm dressed.
Perfect.
Well, if you want to go to our RadioU Riot Facebook page, if you do that too, it seems like there's lots of other company there.
You guys can just let us know times you've fallen asleep on the floor, in the shower, in the car.
Wherever at. And there's no judgment. Isn't that nice?
It's just nice to know we're not alone, right?
Maybe the Riot would sound better if they spent less time improving their lives at their gym. That was sarcasm. It's the Riot on RadioU.
So we're talking about falling asleep just about anywhere.
It's possible.
Except when you want to.
Yes, then you're just staring.
Then you have no chance in falling asleep.
That is when you should be the most comfortable, like in your bed, all ready to go, tired after a long day. That's when you just can't even sleep.
Yeah. Or I'll tell you what I specifically had in mind was when you're on an airplane trying to escape the hell that is air travel.
You just want to close your eyes and wake up there.
Can we just and then I won't even know I was here.
Please.
And instead you can't.
Well, that's why sometimes you see people popping a little pill at the start of it to try to fall asleep, even if it's like a melatonin or something. If you run the risk.
Just a little something. Well, there is it's funny. You don't really think about who makes and designs airplanes because most of the time when I get on an airplane, it's obviously 400 years old and the people that designed it are long dead.
Well, I feel like they were smaller then, or it's really about just getting the most seats on the plane. So it wasn't someone creating it for our comfort. It was probably a company just trying to get the most seats.
Well, they have unveiled, what is the name of this company? Universal Movement. They have designed a new economy class seat. With wings.
What does that mean?
It means that
Is it the plane? Are we flying our own seat?
That's exactly what it is.
That actually sounds nice.
No, you know how you would really like to, if you could just lean over just a little bit.
Hey, it actually looks pretty nice.
Yeah. But
it's basically like, like blinders. Yes. If you ever see a horse and they have the little blinders on their eyes.
Thanks for that being the go-to.
But it does
You're
work.
not wrong.
It's that
You're not wrong.
Little padding sort of thing on the side to keep them from getting spooked. So that's us.
So the idea is you would pull out these wings on the side there, and you would be able to lean into them, and it would be more comfortable. Do you notice?
It kind of keep you in your seat.
Do you notice how frighteningly thin the seats are? They're
they
like
are.
wafers.
The back part of the seat.
Yeah. I mean, you might.
But better that than have it go even further back. I'd rather have it as small as possible.
This feels like you're okay, just go ahead and these seats are made out of porta potty doors. You just go ahead and lean into them. No big deal.
It's paper. It's just made out of paper. Very thin paper.
It's so thin.
It's like those screens.
But that's the idea. What I don't know is how big is the actual seat. I figure probably 11 and a half inches wide, you think?
It looks a little small, doesn't it?
Okay, it's 10 and a half inches. We just wanted to see. It's not.
It's worse. Who knew?
They're looking. Let me just tell you, they're always looking for a way to jam more of you into as little space as possible.
Is this so that they can squeeze everybody into the seat and you're not falling out of it?
Yeah. I know, you might find yourself, you're like, man, I hate being small my whole life. As someone that's big, I just want you to know that you have advantages that you do not completely understand.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that there aren't disadvantages. I'm sure there are. But I'll just tell you this. I need 2 seats, maybe 3.
But you do not.
To be comfortable.
But I do look longingly sometimes at when someone's shorter and they're on a plane and their feet just their knees aren't at the seat in front. And you're like, what? How? You could actually be comfortable on a plane.
You're just like, you designed this plane, didn't you?
Yeah. Someone with your body size.
This is your revenge for all those times somebody gave you crap for not being tall enough or whatever.
Well, that's where you excel. These seats are kind of neat. Still look terribly uncomfortable, but kind of neat.
Yeah, this would be terribly uncomfortable plus.
Yes. Oh, no. Then they have to charge more. You didn't say the word plus. That means charging more.
That's
an economy plus seat.
That's their new economy class. Terribly uncomfortable plus.
If they could only just be so honest.
Please.
Just call it what it is.
If it's louder than it has to be and way worse than it has any right to be, it must be the worst of the riot. On Radio U.
So Nikki and I came in this morning only to be greeted by a terrifying kaiju, the likes of which I've never seen.
Dude, it's a huge spider.
And you're like, yo, it's a big spider. No. It really is a big spider.
I went to take a picture, and I was like, oh, I'll post it. But it looks so small in the picture.
Yeah, it's hard to get perspective on that.
But it is so much bigger than it comes across on my picture.
You should have put a quarter next to it.
Yeah, I didn't want to. I was afraid. Sometimes when you see videos like that, then the spider just jumps and lunges at you, and I didn't want to do that.
Well, maybe this is the wrong thing to do. But I was out there trying to provoke it to see if I could get it to move.
Well, no.
I think it might be dead.
It's not dead.
How do you know? Did it talk to you?
Well, I could feel.
You could hear it breathing?
Its aura.
There was a menacing evil presence at the front door, so I knew.
The minute I walked up, I sensed it. I knew it was there. I don't think it's dead just by its body posture, but I feel like it'd be flat out.
I don't want you to take it the wrong way.
Sure.
But since when did you become an expert on spider haptics?
I don't know. I saw it on a YouTube video. Not really.
I've been doing a lot of studying on the body language of spiders.
I just feel like that's probably what it would have been doing.
One time I saw a movie had a spider in it, and I killed one once, so I know a lot about them.
Did you touch it with your shoe or something, or is it still out there?
Actually, I stomped around it and then threw some. I was just trying to provoke a, oh my gosh!
I gotta get out of here.
But it's
still there.
It could be though. The other side of it is you don't tug on Superman's cape. You ever heard that? You don't tug on Superman's cape?
Is that a saying?
You don't pee in the wind.
You don't torment the spider?
Yeah, so it could be that he was unintimidated because he's secure in his power.
That could be it. Well, anybody RadioU staff-wise, just be aware. He's right in the way of the door.
Well, the funny thing is I thought about killing him, and then I was like, well, I got to get to work.
No, because aren't some spiders he's there because he eats the other stuff and it's better? Because you could see him, he's around.
That sounds like the stuff.
I'd rather have him take out some of the other bugs.
Are you concerned that the dangerously thin balance of the ecosystem surrounding the exterior of the radio station will be upset?
Absolutely.
So, we killed the spider, and now we all have fleas.
You ruined it all. Plus, he's so big. I couldn't do that.
That's my concern. I'm just I can't smash him with my foot and then have to walk through the building. There'd be spider parts all over the place.
So I think we'll just let him be, but maybe he's moved off to a better building.
Why don't you go see?
I'll go check it a little bit.
Aren't there some wildlife guys across the streets? Take it over there. They'll find a home for it.
Have them. There's a vet place, too. Be like, guys.
Here, can you heal the spider?
Please, I don't want to kill him, but
he just needs a friend.
I need him taken care of before Chris gets here. Chris has no problem killing the spider.
Or anything else.
I don't want him.
Why isn't Chris out hunting this week?
Well, is it hunting week?
I think so.
Well, maybe he is. Maybe during the off hours.
Maybe he is. That's a good point, actually.
Maybe he's doing that now. So, all right, Mr. Spider, you need to move before Chris gets here because he has no problem killing you.
Well, he did have a radio tuned into this frequency, so he's probably listening right now.
He's listening to us.
Question is, does he take it as a challenge or does he just quietly move on?
I don't know, but boy, again, big spider.
The only morning show brave enough to say that Chicken McNuggets are part of a balanced breakfast. The Riot on Radio U.
Nikki, you realize that we have these grand plans for when we quit doing the Riot, and that includes world travel, becoming president of some small country.
Something like that.
And all this stuff. But in reality, Nikki and I are going to end up working at Starbucks because we need health insurance.
That's fine.
That's what everybody does.
Actually, I always wanted to work at Starbucks for a few weeks to learn how to make the drinks, and then that's it.
And then you're out?
Yeah, just to know how to do it.
I'll have to say, most of the people I've talked to that have worked at Starbucks have had very positive experiences.
It's pretty good.
Seems like a pretty good place to work.
It's still work. We all have to do that. And sometimes you're sad about that, but it's not the place.
I just had that conversation with somebody yesterday about the idea of yeah, but it's fun. And it's yeah, but it is work.
It's still work.
And it's just the idea of you mean having to do stuff?
Yes.
Just yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I know. It's tough. It's hard to imagine, really.
It's really hard to get around that one.
Just the way it is. But Starbucks, one of the things they've been doing lately is absolutely suppressing the hopes, dreams, and identities of all their employees. And it's just something they normally do. And they've decided they're going to change it, Nikki.
I guess I never noticed that no one wears facial piercings.
Yeah.
But if you work at Starbucks, they are now going to allow you to wear those.
Yeah, they are.
So you used to have to hide them or take them out.
Mm-hmm. So now you're going to be able to wear those facial piercings proudly.
And have no problem with it.
They say that they can't be any larger than the size of a dime.
Okay.
So if you're like...
Oh, like plugs in your ears.
Yeah, like I got a plug in that's like big in your head. You're not going to be able to do that.
So there's a limit on that, but size-wise.
They said now staff can bring their whole selves to work.
You know what that means?
What's it mean?
So many people going there were having facial piercings that, you had to change it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I don't, and this is just one of those things where like, I don't really get it. Meaning that if I went to work and they were like, hey, you have to blank, I'd be like, fine, I don't care, whatever. I mean, I used to work at a job where I had to wear a tie to work.
Sure.
And it was a retail job where they forced us to wear a tie. And it was like, guys, what are we doing?
A little bit much.
Why are we wearing ties? Whatever. And they were like, they relaxed that dress code, but I don't know. I've never had a piercing to where I'm like, man, I can't believe you guys are rejecting me as a person.
I think for some, it's just harder to take them out during the day.
I bet it is.
Or hide them.
Yeah.
Because like for some nose things, you can push them up or hide it. But for the most part, it would just be hard to take it out each day you went to work.
Well, you know what, Nikki? Now you're able to take your whole self.
Yay. I could go work there now and be proud of my nose ring.
And I really appreciate Stacy. She's like, wait. Whole self, HOLE.
Yes, that's what they're meaning.
Well, actually,
good call on that, Stacy.
If you think about it, though, Stacy, what they're saying is you could take your plugged whole self. So
hole you made.
You were showing your holes, and now you can, fill them up.
Well, good call on that. So, yeah, that's what Starbucks is doing. So if you start noticing, like, wow, everybody's got this amazing jewelry going on now, they can wear it during their shift.
Hey, good for you. You know what I am? I'm a coward. When anybody wants to poke a hole in me, I'm out.
I don't know if you have it would be the right look for you at this point. I just don't think you want it.
This is a side note, but I'm just going to throw it down there. I don't think anything's really a good look for me. That's the truth.
Oh, you're floating? You're like in between?
No.
You can pull a little bit of everything off then?
No. It's basically
nothing of
like
any of it?
Whatever we put you in that's not a T-shirt, you just shouldn't be wearing that.
Like, oh, wait, put him back in the T-shirt.
They even make morning people want to reach for the snooze button. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
I played a KFC dating simulator earlier this year in which I played a young girl I named Nikki who was trying to date the Colonel.
Trying to win the heart of a young Colonel Sanders.
Both date him and become his business partner.
And that's a hard line there to follow if you're going to have that type of relationship.
It seems to me that the outcome of my playthrough was that the Colonel did not want to go into business with me, but did want to date Nikki.
Great.
So
that, if you want to catch up, it was from the summer from KFC, and it's a part of our Obadiah Plays, which is available through RadioU Riot on Facebook. You'd have to go back farther, so your best bet maybe would be do our RadioU Riot YouTube channel, and then go to the Obadiah Plays playlist. You'll see it there.
Man, the people at KFC are mad scientists. They got video games, they got romance novels, and last Christmas, Nikki, they introduced us to the KFC Fire Log, and it was nearly impossible to get. It was like a limited run.
It's always hard when they do like their candles and stuff. It's hard to get it.
Not anymore. Did you see where they brought the KFC Fire Log back?
Where's it
going?
going?
Do you see where you can get it?
Is it Walmart?
Walmart.
No way.
Way.
That's exciting. You can actually get one.
I feel like now we need to do our Riot Christmas event.
With a fireplace somewhere?
With a fireplace and a KFC Yule log.
So the KFC Fire Log, it's only $20. It's actually a pretty good price.
Not as bad as you thought.
Not as bad. I thought they would be charging more. It's a limited time collaboration with EnviroLog. So it's using 100% recycled materials, and your house will smell like fried chicken. Basically, throw it in the fireplace.
Don't anybody get too mad at me for this, but I just want you to know one of the bad things about going to a restaurant like KFC is that when you leave, you smell like it for days.
It's not as bad as like when everybody would go to like this pizza buffet.
Yeah, that's
bad.
Man,
you come back and it just stinks.
You have to wash your shoes.
Pretty much, like it's staying with you. So
I don't
know if this is the worst.
In my hometown, there's like a mom and pop fish fry place.
Well, I bet.
I don't like fish, but they do chicken. They have amazing burgers. But when I go in there, it's like I just know that I'm going to have to go home and spend at least 3 hours detoxing my skin. Or I'll smell like it for a month.
Well, maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it opens up your skin, like opens your pores up.
Maybe it's just what you're looking for.
Maybe you're like, oh, what is that glow? So the fire log burns between 2.5 to 3 hours, and you are supposed to keep it away from pets. That's just a little side note.
Just delete it.
That's a side note.
My gosh.
Just a heads up, because it'll smell good, and you don't want your pets near it.
That never even occurred to me, and that's amazing. I mean, in a bad way, but it's amazing.
I know. You're like, hey, pets, don't, because they'll smell like chicken. If you store it somewhere, and then when you put it in, just be aware.
I love it. On the box, it says, not actually fried chicken.
It just smells like it. So that is marketing right there. The KFC Fire Log, which they sold last year, it was just hard to get online, is now at Walmart.
Well, I'll tell you what, I am right now.
You gonna look for it?
It looks like it might not be available in stores. I'll have to play around with it a little bit because it says, and it might just be the one I have selected.
Like
it says
location.
It's not available for pickup. But I'm going to put this on the Riot page, so if you guys want to see what it looks like, or you want to get one or whatever, it's there.
You could also just go to KFC, grab a bucket of chicken. When you're done, throw it into the fire.
I don't want a bucket, but I'll take a box.
A box of chicken?
Yeah, like some chicken strips. Sounds good.
Your fireplace still smell like chicken. Don't want to do that?
I don't think I want it.
The Riot is to your ears what all those energy drinks are to your liver.
For the love of God, please stop! I can only process so much. Oh.
The Riot, RadioU.
So, in the gym today, I get a chance to try my new Beats, PowerBeats
your new headphones. Did they work well?
The left ear one, if it didn't have a hook on it, would have just been on the floor constantly.
What do you mean?
I mean, like it kept falling out of my ear.
Is it just the style of it? Like it's not a fit for your ear?
There's some comfort fit, blah, 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 whatever's that I haven't put on it yet. But I'll tell you this right now. It doesn't look good.
It doesn't look promising.
It doesn't.
Because I think it's everybody. Like your ears aren't the same. So if you wear like
I'm sure there are perfect people out there.
No, there can't be. So like I know plenty of people, and I have it too, where sometimes one ear is more comfortable than the other. Do you think this is a flaw in the headphones you're wearing, or it just doesn't work for your ears?
It's a flaw in my ears. My ears are broken.
No,
and
they're not.
They are, Nikki, and you know what?
I need to find something else then that fits your ears.
Well, I'm going to play with them a little more this weekend, and if it doesn't work out,
then they're going back.
They're going to have to go back.
Aw, poor ear headphones.
I know, right? So that it really is a shame. They
thought they were having a home, and they were great. They were home for the holidays.
I love it here.
And now you're sending them back.
Yeah. Well, it just depends. So the other thing is, okay, they sounded fine, but everybody's like, the sound quality is unbelievable. I was like, no, they sound as good as the headphones I had before.
That's because they're not fitted properly to your ears.
It's my ears again.
It'll sound incredible when you get it to fit right.
It's my ears again. It's my fault, guys. It's me.
It's all you. Beats, are they? They just want you to fix your problem.
I'm sorry. It is my fault. It's me. So I did notice at Costco yesterday that they have the Jabra active whatever wireless earbuds.
People said those are good.
I've heard good things. So if the Beats don't work out, I might do that.
Get a backup?
Well, because at least if I buy it at Costco, they've got their like electronics warranty thing for a couple years. So
you're going to have to play around with it. It's a process. It's a journey. It's a marathon of finding the right headphones.
It's funny, like my right ear, I'm seeing Carl texting us, we may have the same problem. My right ear, it fits like a dream. It's perfect.
It's usually
and
your
my
left
ear, it's like, droopy ear, falling out.
So your right side's your better side?
I guess, right? Though in pictures, I feel like if I put my left side out, it looks better. I got a whole symmetry problem. And you add the weight issues in, and it's just
It's just wonderful, isn't it?
It's no good, really.
Well, keep us updated if you like it or not.
Yeah.
The one time I saw you walk by today, I saw you grabbing at your ear.
Well, there you go.
Oh, he's tugging on it.
That was me trying to...
Get it fit. Yeah, get it comfortable.
Yeah, and, it's a problem. But other than that, if you have perfect ears, they sounded good. I mean, I wasn't blown away, but they sounded good.
But you do need to have perfect ears.
Yeah. Does anybody have perfect ears? I know you're out there.
One day, a heroic time traveler will go back in time to make sure none of this ever happens. Until then, it's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Let's talk about it, right? Santa Claus, he sees you when you sleep. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good.
It's like your Alexa.
So be good for goodness sake.
It's like all your stuff.
I've thought about this a lot, and I'm sure I've even said it on the air before, but, we talk to kids about Santa, and here's the thing that's a real bummer. Christmas is the celebration of the birth of Jesus. I don't have a problem with all the other stuff. It's fine. I do that too, man. Santa came to my house, and I was just like, Santa! Whatever. It's fine. But here's the thing I'm concerned about. As we transition into being adults, and we start thinking about God, I feel like sometimes we get God and Santa a little mixed up. I feel like sometimes we think of God being somewhere up north or maybe, above us, looking down. He's got a gray beard and glasses. First off, something you got to remember about God is not old. He's ancient, but not old. Aging is something you and I do. God is not like, my back. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. The other thing is that idea of he sees you when you're sleeping and he knows when you're awake. And if you're bad, you're not getting any toys. Right?
Yes.
Okay, so does that sound like our image of God or what? It does. For a lot of people, that's exactly what they think. An old man who gets really angry at you for all the wrong things you've done and is withholding.
Well, I think it's a lot of people use it as a figure to then get you to act a certain way.
Well, I want you to know, God is not Santa for adults. He's not the elf on the shelf. God is a cheerleader who loves you very much. God wants to be a part of your life. God wants you to grow into a kind of person that he made you to be. He wants to teach you how to live. He wants to show you a better way to do things. He actually wants to forgive you for the wrong things you've done, not punish you for the wrong things you've done. He wants you to turn a corner. He wants to see things get better. That's who God is. Jesus came. The celebration of Christmas is the celebration that we get to have a friendship with God day to day, moment to moment, every single day. So if up until now, your image of God has been like Santa for adults, newsflash, you got it wrong. And that's okay. It's okay to get something wrong because once you realize something's wrong, it's your chance to get it right. So if you don't have a relationship with God, get to know him for who he really is. Say, Jesus, I want you in my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. I want to have a relationship with you. I want you to forgive me. I want you to heal me. I want you to show me how to live. Now, that's a great place to start. Now, let's get talking about Christmas.
Things are never as bad as they seem, except when it comes to the riot. Then, they're worse. They're always worse. It's the Riot on Radio U.
Listen, friends, I can confirm that it is bad out there. And you're like, Obadiah, don't say that. Christmas is wonderful. And I love going to the store and shopping at Christmas. It's so fun.
I don't think anybody does.
Man, I hit 2 stores yesterday. And granted, at the first store I went to, I was in the return line.
That's the worst part to go to.
It is. But I had to. So I'm in this return line, and this lady she's like 2 people in front of me. She walks in there with a friend, and they're on the phone with the website for the store. And she's trying to talk to the lady behind the counter, and they're passing the phone back and forth. And she is like beginning to flail her arms.
Yeah. You know it's starting to get escalated.
And it was just like, oh boy, okay. So that was round 1, and it was like and you know how it is. Like, you're in line forever. They've got 6 people trying to help this lady. I still don't know what she was trying to get done. I have no idea, because my perception was the only thing she had in her cart was was a flat of water bottles.
Yeah.
And I was just like, lady, I'll buy those from you if you just get out of here.
Just stop holding up the line.
Are you trying to get your $3 back? I don't normally have cash, but I do today. Here's a $5. Now get lost.
Now, you would have said that nicely.
Of course I would have.
All right. With respect.
Yep. Absolutely.
In a low, kind tone.
Oh, miss, can I help you?
Not condescending, but kind tone.
I am sorry that this is not working out, but I'll buy this water from you.
The store has wronged you. Let's make this right.
I'll help you. Then I go to store number 2.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. So there, all I have is a website pickup. So I've ordered my thing, and they're like, yeah, you just come to the counter and pick it up. It's so easy. No big deal. So I'm in line for that, and there's one person in front of me, no big deal, and there's one person being helped. And the scenario is shockingly similar. There is this lady, I don't know what she's supposed to pick up, an iPad or something, but here's what she keeps saying over and over again. She just keeps saying it louder and louder is, you told me it was here. I came all the way over here. Now, where is it?
And she just kept saying that
over and over again. And, I'm sure she's frustrated. I get it, whatever. But I'm just standing there like, I can see my thing. It's right there.
That's when you wish someone would just let you go past. Like, we're going to take care of you, and then we're going to still be working on yours.
So they had 14 people working on whatever the heck she didn't get.
And not yours.
They finally just gave her an iPad, and I don't know what it was all about, but she's like, I'm just so sorry. It's fine. Thank you. And walked out, and I thought, thanks a lot. And standing there in that line, where just surrounded by very unhappy people that were there on their lunch break and wanted to get whatever. And I just thought, you know what? I don't want to go in another store for the rest of the holidays.
You know what you should do is just wear your earbuds and stuff when you're in line. That way you can't hear what's going on.
That's not a bad idea.
You could be listening to a podcast in your own little bubble while the world's crumbling around you.
That's not a bad idea because, man, I'm just listening to these people. I'm getting nervous.
That's what makes you agitated is hearing them just keep going with it.
Yeah.
If you can't hear them, then you could just wait peacefully in line.
And you know what? Maybe it's just my retail experience, but I'm just like, okay, look, I just want to let you know, getting louder is probably not going to fix this. And the person that you're dealing with, they didn't cause this problem.
It's not their fault.
They're actually trying to help you, but it's fine. This is just a little PSA. Let's just try. Let's try to be nice to the poor person on the other side of the counter. They're just trying.
Don't go in is, I think, actually the better one.
I'm out. From now on,
I'm surprised you went in the first place.
Why did I do website pickup? From now on, it's all getting shipped.
Yeah.
You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Hi, guys. How are you? Good? Everything's good for you?
Good to hear.
How's your coffee?
Good.
Is it good?
Did you get something with it? What you having for breakfast today?
I haven't had any breakfast yet.
Oh, you got to go in there and change that.
Yeah, I could make something.
You've had your coffee?
Had my coffee. Now I watch Radar. So I would be interested in what they're doing in New Zealand, Nikki. They are.
It's a clever idea.
It is, and we've actually seen it before.
Yeah.
But the idea is that a New Zealand airline now. Oh, I'm sorry. We're talking about New Zealand. A New Zealand airline.
Why did you play that when we were talking about Taco Bell in New Zealand the other day?
I couldn't find it.
You couldn't find it. Hey, you know what? New Zealand doesn't mind. That's what brings them the money still.
That's why Air New Zealand even has a job at all.
Pretty much.
So they have these edible coffee cups. They say they taste like vanilla.
Yeah.
So you drink your coffee out of them, then you eat them.
They've been trying them, like if you go to an airport and you have certain types of tickets, you get in certain rooms. So like in the airport lounge area for some of the flyers, they've been trying them there. But these coffee cups would be what you would drink your coffee out of on the actual plane. Mm-hmm. They're saying that helps with waste. So you don't have the cups that you have to then deal with.
Yeah, but what about my waste?
As it increases? But the snack on the plane.
Coffee is like a 0-calorie drink, and now all of a sudden, what am I getting? 300 calories out of cookie thing?
But imagine if you could not have, like, they wouldn't do like peanuts or pretzels or something. You'd have the cookie.
Well, they already don't do that.
That's true. That is true. And not everybody wants coffee, so it's not like you're going to pour your soda into it.
Maybe you would. So this company they're partnering with called Twice, TWIICE, they say that they are exploring innovative ways to reduce waste.
Great.
And again, well, you know what? Like, this is one of those things where I had this class in college where the professor got really angry with me for making fun of, not making fun of, critiquing
questioning
some of the environmentally friendly innovations that we were looking at. And I was arguing that they were not very practical. And he did not like that. So this is, I think it's great. This actually, to me, does seem practical.
They say it withstands the heat and the liquid, so it doesn't disintegrate. You would just eat the cup when you're done.
Yeah, or the other thing is, though, like, you don't have to eat the cup. They say that it's like completely biodegradable and it would degrade very fast. And so it's not like...
Who's not eating the cup? I mean, that's temptation right there.
So what are you saying? Like, other people are going to be like, hey, you can eat that cup?
I would totally ask if I knew someone I was flying with, are you going to eat your cup? I'd eat the cup.
You don't know that, though.
Bread bowl,
you haven't tasted
cup?
it. You haven't tasted it.
They do say,
well, they do say that it also doubles as a dessert bowl.
It's a cookie. I'm still eating it.
You're in.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
it'd be nice if we had, then everybody comes in and be like, I want a dairy-free alternative, or I want something that's a little bit healthier, no sugar cup.
I know.
Low sugar.
That's actually what I'm saying is, like, it does become, and I'm really not trying to pick at it, I swear, but it becomes complicated because people are complicated.
Yes, exactly.
People have demands that they're going to have. And, is the sugar from this cup going to rub off in my coffee?
Like, I know
I don't drink sugar in my coffee.
I don't fly as often, but
and I've never flown in New Zealand.
People suggest, okay, you can't bring liquids like when you check in and stuff, but you should be bringing a water bottle with you to fill up once you pass through security.
I definitely do that.
You could totally just bring a coffee tumbler too.
Yeah, I've done.
We all have the bag space,
I've done
don't
that
we?
too.
Yeah, just bring it in and then have them fill it up on the plane.
It's great. I just have...
break out your straw. You bring all your stuff in.
Yeah, it's fine. It's no big deal, Nikki. In order to be more sustainable, I have this large bag that I carry around with me. But then we also are going to have to investigate the environmental impact of carrying around all that extra weight.
On your back.
On both my back, and so the healthcare costs, but then also the extra fuel expended in the car.
True, because you have to bring everything with you.
You know what? I think this looks good, and I would eat that cup right now.
Yes, we would.
Man, pour some coffee in that cup, and I'm eating that cup.
Do you think we could... for our break room, start throwing out hints that this is the coffee cups we want from now on?
Sure would be nice
if we had cookie cups.
Is it healthy eating so many snacks, chips, and Oreos every single morning? No, of course not. But they do it for you.
Too many guys got the stomach for this line of work.
That's real love. It's the Riot on RadioU.
So, Nikki, what do you think about buying a cheap, generic MP3 player? What do you think that looks like in 2019?
Do we still do that sort of stuff?
That's what I'm asking. Like, what if you wanted an MP3 player that was not your phone for various reasons? Let's not get into why. Let's not get bogged down into why.
No, I know for some that was important. Like if you store a lot on your device, you needed more storage space instead of like streaming all of it. I don't even know what that would look like.
I wonder if I
bet there's still stuff.
There is. I'm on Amazon right now. There is this obviously like iPod knockoff from China. It's $16.
And how big is it?
It looks like an old school iPod Nano with a long
storage
screen,
size.
16 gig. So I mean, again, let's not talk about why. Let's just look at that. What do you think it is? I put the reviews. It has 400 reviews. I put it into Fake Spot, which is the review checker, and it got an A.
For actual good reviews?
Yep.
Well, that's surprising.
Shocking, really.
Okay. So you want me to, did you say the price or?
$16.
$16 for this. Well, I just don't know why you would need it. Unless you wanted to go to the gym and not be distracted and not have to carry your phone around with you. I could totally see it for that if it was small enough.
Again, let's focus on the idea that for whatever reason,
you just need one.
You need one.
Would it work with all the music, or how would you get the music on there?
It says that you just connect it to your computer, and it shows up as an external drive.
And just send it on over?
Send it on over.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I have no need for it, but maybe.
Maybe. I'm curious about it. I'm not saying I'm getting it. I'm not even saying I need it.
What are you doing over there?
You know what?
Just close it out. You don't need it.
No, I actually had someone ask me. They were like, hey, if I wanted this, blah, 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 what do you think? And so I'm like, I mean, can you resist the chance to look at it?
Because it's $16.
Are you just curious about what the heck it is?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you need it. But if it's for someone else, then maybe they do.
Yeah, they asked me. It's not, I didn't ask them.
The Riot really wanted to do this live, but now they can play video games and eat rice cakes instead. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
It's time for us to take a little trip to South Korea, Nikki.
Yeah.
You like South Korea.
I do. I would love to go there.
You adore
I do.
South Korea.
Watch a lot of things from South Korea, a lot of movies, a lot of TV shows. Absolutely.
You would marry it.
Well, now
maybe taking it a little far. Okay.
A little bit far, but I would like to go there.
I want you to take a look at what they're doing in South Korea at Papa John's. Did you see it?
Papa John's, like pizza in South Korea and also even Japan, too. It's different than what we have here. They go with a lot of toppings, a lot of things we wouldn't think to put on pizza, and they're smaller than we would ever have here.
Oh, certainly.
Because there's just so much stuff on it. What's on this pizza? Is that hot dogs?
That's an American hot dog pizza.
But it's not like hot dogs chopped up. It's just one hot dog down the middle of a slice of pizza.
So it's a hot dog.
What's next to it?
Topped with chili salsa sauce, mozzarella cheese, cheddar potato mousseline.
So is that like a potato mousse on the side?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Onions, Dijon mustard, pickle relish, and parsley.
That's not exactly. It's a lot of things we have here in America, but we don't normally put all those flavors together.
Dude.
So you want the American hot dog pizza?
Dude, I do not. That sounds so disgusting. I wanted to get your take on it, though, because you like the Costco hot dog.
I do, but not on a pizza with all this stuff.
Well, I mean, maybe. I mean, a hot dog. You got potatoes. You got some cheese. You love cheese?
I guess I do like cheese.
So, I mean, you like onions?
I don't like pickle relish, and I don't know if I'd like the chili salsa sauce, but the cheddar potato mousse, that's good.
See, I feel like you're a prime candidate for this pizza.
You think this is more targeted at me? Am I the American hot dog pizza?
That's what you are, Nikki. You're an American hot dog pizza.
Didn't know that.
Feels like a weird insult.
So
tell you what you are.
That's a limited time only pizza, and it's only in South Korea.
Yeah, you can't get that here because it's an American. This is what you have for breakfast every day.
That's what they think. That's why everybody's wrong when they go to different countries and they're like, oh, don't you have the American hot dog? And this is not how we're having it.
No, it's not like that. But okay, that's the thing I always think is when I love looking at how other countries think of America because that just reminds me, bro, what you think about their country is so not right. Like you are so off in your perceptions of other countries. And a lot of people say it's like, because we're Americans and we're this or that. No, that is common to all peoples around the world.
Yes.
Like we all have massive misconceptions about each other's cultures.
But if you want to recreate the pizza here,
I don't.
If someone does, I would just suggest you get a cheese pizza, put a hot dog down the middle of each slice, put some sort of potato thing next to it with some chili sauce.
You know, Nikki, I'll have to tell you,
and some pickles.
While we're on the subject, I've really started to come around on the Costco hot dog.
Yeah, you didn't like it in the beginning.
I didn't. The first bite of it every time is still like,
It's something. They used to have the brat. Do you remember the brat one?
Yeah, but I don't think I ever had that.
Way better.
It was.
Way better.
Way. Oh, my God.
And then they took it. And it's gone.
Yeah.
I liked that one a lot.
Yeah, like I had one of the hot dogs yesterday, and I was like, you know what? It's actually a little ketchup on it. That helps.
Yeah, that's all you can do. Now that I just say no to most bread items, again, we're back to that. It's the only thing I can have there because I just take it without the bun.
See, I'm eating it because I'm not eating cheese, so it's the only thing I can have.
The hot dog is the only thing at Costco that we can have when you're having restrictions.
Yeah, Tim says, interestingly, cut up hot dog on pizza has been a favorite at my house for years.
See, that actually sounds fine. You can cut it up, slice it up, and put it, but it's the rest of the stuff with it that doesn't really make sense with our version of what we have for hot dogs.
I'll take a hot dog. What do you got?
I'm not saying no to it.
And yeah, I put ketchup on it. Everybody shut up about that. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, ketchup on a hot dog. I don't care.
No one, I think, was coming at you.
Oh, yeah?
Do you put cheddar potato mousse, though, with it?
Yeah, that's what we need on a hot dog.
Are people really still listening to the Riot? You don't have work to do or laundry to fold or literally anything else to do? The Riot, Radio U.
It's an established fact. Nikki and I are enormous NFL fans.
College football, yes. For some reason, NFL fans, not so much.
Not as much. But, Nikki, the NFL is out there, and there's a lot of people on TV that are yelling about it. It's what they do.
I see them at lunch when they have ESPN on the channel at the restaurant.
Sure do. They are some angry, angry people. Now, the NFL has an issue. Football in general has an issue. It is a rough sport.
Yeah, on your body.
It is rough. It tears people up. And I feel like that's a complicated issue to address.
I don't think that there's enough support for the players while they're playing, and then especially after, when they're dealing with the effects of what happened to them when they were playing.
Yeah. Seems to me like if you're going to play in the NFL, the smart move is 5 years and get out or something like that. Make some money, get out of it. I know that's not why people want to go into the NFL. They want to go and stay and have
a long career, but it's just not safe.
In a lot of ways, it's not, which is why the NFL has teamed up with Amazon for a program they're calling NFL Digital Athlete. So what they are doing is they are essentially building a realistic simulation of football games. You're like, man, Madden did that a long time ago, dude.
Even more
realistic. You don't need to worry about it. No, this is built in such a way that the big emphasis is on the human body, the physics involved.
Oh, to show the impact on your body?
Exactly that. And so what they are doing is they want to simulate millions of football games, they said, and be able to get a real look at, hey, these are the kind of injuries that are taking place. These are the kind of injuries that you can expect. And they're saying that using these simulations, they will be looking at updating and changing some of the ways that the game is played, some of the rules that are in place to make the game safer to play for NFL players.
I think that sounds amazing.
It really is a fascinating idea.
Sounds like something they should have been doing already.
Well, I mean,
but I know with technology.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing, like, it's complicated. On the one hand, I don't know. But that's what they're doing. So I think it's cool. So in a lot of ways, it's like a crash test dummy simulation digitally.
That you get to see.
Yeah, and they can see the impact of it over not just... That's the thing is, like, up until something like this, they could observe the impact this was having on players, in real time. But this will give them an opportunity to potentially look at, what does 10 years look like on this player simulated across however many years, et cetera, et cetera.
So it's Amazon?
They're partnered with Amazon. The funny thing about us is we, as just the average consumer, thinks Amazon just sells us, like lipstick and coffee and I don't know, whatever the heck you're buying. But in reality, part of one of Amazon's biggest business ventures is Amazon Web Services. Like, they run server farms that are enormous. And I don't know the percentage, but an enormous part of the internet runs on Amazon servers.
Yeah, most websites, which is why every so often when they have a problem or it goes down, like, a lot goes down.
Yeah. Amazon's bigger than you think it is.
Sure.
In a lot of ways. But this is something that they're partnering up with the NFL to do. It's interesting.
Using advanced technology, we've digitized and transcoded Obadiah and Nikki into a purely digital format. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but half of the Riot has what I refer to as a bear problem.
If I would say the number one thing on my bucket list would still be to see a polar bear in the wild. I did a bear tour at a place called Whistler.
Yeah.
So I've seen like
bears. It was
bears.
a nudist colony.
No. It's just
you mean...
It's not like that. It was just seeing...
When you said you wanted to talk about your bear problem, I thought you were talking about something completely different.
It was like, hey, here was like Brownie the bear. It was a mama bear. There was a baby bear. A bunch of bear families just all on this mountain that you would go and see.
A bunch of bear families on a mountain?
Yeah, they're just all hanging out. But I would like to see a polar bear in the wild, too.
Yeah. And then I just want you to know, before you go, we need to get on that living will.
Everything
and
has
all
to be
that
done.
stuff.
I
We
know,
have to have
'cause,
everything
man,
lined up.
Hold me back.
Because when the bear sees you, the bear's like, I've seen people here and there, but I've never gotten to eat people. And before I die, I want to eat people.
I'd be like, here, hug me. Just give me a hug.
He would be like, oh my gosh, it's coming true. It's happening.
Or what is it? Boop the nose. That sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not proud, but that's just how I am.
I'm not mad at you for it,
So
Nikki.
this Russian village, I think it's the same one where last year, do you remember watching the video of the bears in the town, and they would just be chasing after people?
Yes.
You would just walk outside your door and it's like, here's a polar bear. And they just kind of got overrun with them. Same sort of village. It's in a migration path. And so people are commenting how it's so much worse this year. They have about 56 polar bears that have taken over the town.
What the heck?
Who are just everywhere. So public events are all canceled. Children get protection, like people go with them with guns and take them to and back and front from school. And they have bear patrols so that they won't attack people. I'll volunteer.
I can't stand it. Do you guys have any idea?
It's a negative to them, like I was saying, but I would love to be there.
If you ever turn on the radio and Nikki's just gone forever, she probably joined the Bear Patrol.
I did. I didn't know that was a thing.
You know what? I'm on Bear Patrol now. I can't. That's what I do.
They've been using rubber bullets to discourage the animals, and then they put like whale carcasses outside of the village.
So they'll go eat that?
So they'll go eat that. And there's just videos of just tons of polar bears just everywhere.
Everywhere. Polar bears everywhere. Nikki's like, how do I get in?
I would like, this could be a travel thing. Like, this brings people there.
You go up to that village just to see the bears?
But I guess it's pretty remote. Very much the outskirts area.
Which is why there's a ton of bears.
Which is why there are bears there. Exactly.
Yeah. Do you think that you could go and be happy there? In that remote?
I don't want to be
Is it a Russian village?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay.
I don't want to be in a remote area. I don't want to live there forever, but
couple years, just some bear time?
Maybe, or I'll be closer. Maybe I'll go way up north in Canada. Way up north. Maybe I'll do that instead.
Just all the way up there.
But it'd be great. I could be a bear patrol. Special bear patrol Nikki.
That feels like something.
It feels right, doesn't it?
That the Canadian premier or prime minister or whatever would make up and give to you.
An honorary thing.
Like,
I know, it does
Nikki
sound
is
like
now
that.
on our honorary bear patrol, reporting for duty, sir.
But I show up thinking that it actually,
it's real.
Yeah, like it's real, like it gets me something. All right, I just want to let you guys know if anybody wants to go on a trip, spring break. If they wait.
I think you should do it.
I should totally go there.
Kristen just texted and said, Ken said he'll go with you to see the polar bears.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we got 2 in the group.
That's 2.
That's 2 people in the travel group.
We only need 50 people for a bear tour.
All right. I will set this up. We'll do travel. I'm sure there'll be food involved, and it'll be great.
Good times.
You're listening to a morning show hosted by 2 people who absolutely despise getting up in the morning.
Will you give me a break one time?
The Riot, RadioU.
Sometimes, thanks to the internet, I find myself asking questions that I just never thought I would ask. You just begin to wonder about things, you know? Like, what's scarier, a pig or a clown? Now, this question
Who's asking that?
Okay, this question is because there have been students that are being frightened, Nikki, and I don't know how old they are, but there's a man wandering around Malvern, Worcestershire.
Oh, yeah.
In the UK.
Yeah.
He's jumping out wearing a pig mask, scaring people walking to school. So he's like in the bushes, and then he jumps out like...
So maybe that's a new thing, because for a while there, it was common to do the clown thing where they would jump out.
Exactly.
More so in the UK than even here.
Scary clown on your way to school. Clown, oh my God, a clown.
But now it's a pig mask?
Now we got a pig man.
I'm just more nervous about it's not the mask. I don't look on the outside.
Shut up.
I look on the inside.
God. Oh my gosh.
And we have one common thread with both of this, and that's the strange man.
It's a heart condition?
It is. It's
a heart
whatever's
condition.
going on with this person.
Like, why are they doing that?
So
What's
I don't
going
look
on?
at the mask. I just look that you're out there being odd.
For we all wear a mask.
We do every day.
And we have to learn to see past the masks we're wearing to the people underneath.
Yes.
Thank you, Nikki. I'm so inspired right now.
It's just you shouldn't be standing on like the side of the road destroying stuff. Does that help answer your question as to what's worse?
Well, it kind of does, but I want to know if you had to be scared by something, do you want the pig man to jump out or the clown to jump out?
The clown to jump out. I'd be less scared of a clown than I am.
So the pig man is scarier?
Yeah, it is.
Wasn't there a movie with a pig man?
Don't want to know. Don't want to know. Don't want to think about.
Was that like Hostel or something?
Going into the weekend, I don't want to have these things that I worry about.
I don't want to think.
I don't want to think about these things.
No.
Clowns or pigs.
No, you said worry about. The idea.
I don't want to think about these things, okay? I want maybe an afternoon nap.
The idea of Nikki going around making sure the doors are locked. Like, there's pigmen out there.
I don't want to think about it.
And I don't want any pigmen hanging around. You know what that makes me want to do? It makes me want to get a pig mask and just go stand out in your backyard at night, though.
Yes.
At night. So the lights just come on and there's just a man out there with a mask.
Yeah, imagine how my dogs are going to react to that.
Just standing there.
I'll just send them out. They won't bite you, but your allergies will get you.
You hear me sneezing, you're like, oh, we know who it is.
Toby.
We know who it is. It's just not, Masked scary people, not as scary when they're sneezing. Yeah. It humanizes them in a way.
Doesn't it?
It does.
You're like, what's that? What's the pig making those noises for?
Actually, yeah, you'll just be like, oh, he really is a pig man.
Oh, my goodness. So please don't do masks, okay, for anything.
Or we all wear the mask.
We do.
If you're looking for all the funny moments you missed during the riot, we apologize. You won't find them here. There weren't any. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
I'm so worried now. Do you think he did?
What are you talking about? Of course he did.
Well, earlier this morning,
of course he did.
There was a giant spider outside the front door. And you're like, oh,
Enormous.
You're exaggerating. Way bigger than like a normal office/house spider. It was just really, really big.
And we both walked past him. My real reason for walking past him is I just wanted to see what everybody else would do.
Just because.
I just wanted to be like, yeah.
But I didn't want him to die.
Why?
But I was afraid when Chris comes in.
What did he ever do for you, Nikki?
He didn't do anything to me.
I don't understand. Isn't his existence enough for him to deserve punishment?
No, it's not. And so I didn't want him to die, but I just saw Chris because we have security cameras, and Chris was like doing a soccer kick next to where the spider was. Do you think he killed him?
Well, I think he was trying to move it. Don't you think? Well, I mean, I could. Okay.
With a kick? Do we move? Are we supposed to move things by kicking it?
Okay. Did you see him stomping on it, or
no,
did you see him
moving into the mulch area?
Well, then how would you move him?
With paper, and you lift him up, or a jar, or a plate, or something.
What is this? Like an encouragement session? Like, you're a good spider, and people around you love you.
It's not you. It's RadioU. We have a problem.
We're
we
the
just
ones
can't
with the
have
problem.
you.
It's not you. So just.
Well, I'm gonna go look outside now, or at least I'll ask Chris. Chris, if you're listening, did you?
He's listening.
Did you kill the spider?
I feel like he was.
One shotgun for yes. 2 shotguns for no. Because he has a muzzle loader thing.
Well, it takes him a while.
Just one for yes. No, I can't tell when you're doing that.
It's confusing.
I can't tell.
It's confusing.
I need 1 shot for yes, 2 for no.
I don't know. I think he ended that. Fool.
Should have gone out.
Put her down.
You know what? Now I'm going to feel bad because I should have gone out and I said I was going to go move him and I didn't. And now he's probably in the dumpster.
This is that ridiculous grief people have. We're like, I should have spent more time. No, you know what? If they were back, you wouldn't be spending no time with them. That spider out there, you knew it was there. You knew what you had to do.
I got caught up in the show.
You forgot it even existed.
Now it's
until
dead.
You saw Chris apparently doing some sort of an Irish dance outside of the door.
A leg movement.
Something. And now it's gone.
Spider!
No! I love you, Spider!
I wanted you to eat the other bugs!
I failed you! I failed you, Spider. I'm sorry. I'll never do that again.
I can't believe I forgot about you.
I'll always be there for the spiders.
The whining, the loathing, the insightful commentary on postmodern historical doctrine. Okay, maybe not the last one. You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
You know, right now you think to yourself, like, I could be a policeman, I could be a firefighter, I could be a doctor, I could be all these things. And am I supposed to say police person? Officer,
thank you.
Police
You're
officer.
fine. We know you don't mean
anything.
anything.
You know what? I'm a boy. So when I start casting things, I think in male things, not because women cannot be police officers, but because if I were to become one, I would be a police man. MYN. Or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Sure.
But it's amazing when you get out there and think there are people doing jobs that you don't know exist. Like, you have no idea that this job exists. For example, there are people right now that are working on stronger glues. That's their life. That's what they do.
Probably getting paid more than everybody.
That was my carry away from this as I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Right now, there are rooms full of scientists that are like, we're going to develop a better glue. A stronger glue.
Well, is it from like a glue company or is it from a school or what?
It's looks like.
Oh, I know it's Canadian researchers.
Canadian researchers. They're working on hyper glue. Whoa! They say that it creates.
Oh, the Canadian government is backing it. I only laugh because literally the Canadian government how do I say that? Like, at least with our music and bands.
Nikki, you go right ahead.
They pay for everything.
They really do. The Canadian government.
For all of it.
The problem they have in Canada is this is a complete side note, is that they have to maintain, it is literally a mandate from the government that they have to maintain a separate culture from the United States. And so everything is mandated that it has to be so many percentages Canadian.
Yes, Canadian, like on a radio station, it had to be so many Canadian bands.
Right. That's Canadian football.
Yes.
Canadian, whatever it is, it has to maintain Canadian status because they don't want to be the 51st state. And we do nothing but crank out TV programs.
So they provide a lot of support for
the arts.
For the arts to encourage that in a Canadian way.
And lots of glue.
Yes.
Canadian glue.
So they're backing the project.
They can't use Elmer's. They've got to use Yoder's? Oh, what's a Canadian name? Oh, do you know how we have the horsey factory where they make the glue?
Oh, no, I don't.
Do you think they have the moose factory?
I don't think so.
They make the glue?
I hope there's a rumor.
The Moosey factory?
This is actually fascinating. So the government is backing the project actually for a reason, to use the glue in bulletproof clothing for emergency responders. So it actually has a really important use that they're trying to work towards.
It's fascinating. So what they're saying is that this glue, when used with plastic, it creates the strongest bond that they have yet seen out of any kind of glue. And it is too strong to be separated by human effort.
So it's like cross-linking
right.
with the chemicals.
And what it does is on a molecular level, plastics are polymers, and so it disrupts the polymer chain and creates a new bond, like a chemical bond of a polymer between the two plastics. It's fascinating to hear about. And again, right now, you think your options for employment are limited, but you could be a glue person.
You could do that. The hyper glue could be used in clothing, medical stuff, corrosion-resistant residential plumbing, and it will have an unbreakable bond between materials where normally the two things wouldn't stick together.
See, that's like Nikki and I's friendship, all right? They're two things that would normally stick together, but they have an unbreakable bond.
Yeah, that's it.
That's right.
We are hyper glue.
Oh, we're hyper glue, Nikki. Whatever I say bounces off me and sticks to you.
It'll never get off. It's actually really, the more you read, at first when I was looking, I was like, oh, it's a new glue. But who
cares?
It's not really what, for commercial use. It'd be for a little bit more important stuff.
Nikki, you're not going to be a glue person, okay? That's fine. That career's probably not for you, but there's somebody out there that was like, I want to make a stronger glue. There's a job out there for you.
You could totally do that.
Keep digging.
This was the worst of the riots, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The Riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
Could you come by with a shoehorn and get me in this chair?